Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm looking at the new expansion for Empires of the North, which is Wrath of the Lighthouse. This is a solo campaign to play through with the game. I've covered Empires of the North in the past. I enjoy it. It's a pretty good solo experience for a Euro. But I'm curious to see how this solo campaign measures up. This will be my first time playing it, so I might play terribly, but we'll see how it goes. And quick disclaimer, Portal Games did send us a copy of Wrath of the Lighthouse, but everything else for Empires of the North we bought ourselves. And if you like the content of the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also watch our separate streaming channel for even more content, listen to our podcast with 1 to 2 episodes per week, or join the conversation on our Discord. So I'm going to assume if you're watching that you somewhat understand the basics of Empires of the North. If not, maybe go watch one of our previous videos. But in the campaign, we're going to be progressing through different scenarios, and based on our success or failure, we're going to, I think, branch out into different experiences. But you always start on this one, the Neglected Colony. And let's read some flavor text. You and your clan arrive in the south. It doesn't take you long to discover the situation. To say that the previous steward of these lands failed in his duties is like saying that you don't have the best relationship with the inhabitants of Oconee Island. The villages were in ruins, many of the huts were deserted, and dogs roamed, looking for scraps between the ones that were still inhabited. It doesn't look good. You want to do everything you can to restore this place to a usable state. To put it diplomatically, you want the locals to be satisfied less diplomatically. You want them to not starve to death. You're going to talk to them, examine their moods, and, if needed, quell the seeds of a possible rebellion. So there's a bunch of special rules for this one. Let's go through them. First of all, we're going to start with 1 fewer worker, so we'll have 4 instead of 5. We also don't get a starting hand. Instead, we have 4 action cards with actions on them, out to start. But they have these little ruin tokens on them that make them cost an additional person to activate. But we can use the construct action or 2 of these special actions, putting our pawns on them, to take away those ruin tokens and make those action cards easier to use. So we are starting with more victory points with cards, because each card is worth 1 victory point, but they aren't that usable yet. We're also starting with a poor market in play. Now, I wasn't 100% clear on whether this should have a ruin token or not. I don't think so, because it says whenever you build a new location, you place one on it. This one just kind of starts in play. But basically, this is one of the campaign elements. We can take an action to put rare resources on this card, rare resources being ones that we don't produce with our starting harvest cards. And if we get 4 on here, we're going to read a special event. This is actually a typo. It should be C1. That's clarified on BGG. And we're going to flip it, if we do that, to its plentiful market side. But either way, it's going to be like in every game that we play. So it does make sense to pay forward some goodness and flip it at some point. And that's basically it. Like in regular solo Empires of the North, we're going to get a random event each round. They're all inspectors. And then we've also got these other actions available to us, one of them being to have an inspection. So I guess these are good sometimes. And at the end of the game, if we flip the market over, we'll get 4 victory points. If we have at least 6 people, we'll get an extra event and get 3 victory points. And the branching happens if we have at least 55 and no more than 5 ruin tokens on our board. 55 is a pretty high score. I don't usually get that high, so we'll see if that's possible. But either way, it looks like I'll continue on just in a different track. And I'm playing with one of the actually one of the most basic empires, just because I wasn't sure how tough the campaign would be. You keep your same empire throughout the entire thing. These are the McKinnons, I believe. So I start out being able to produce wood, stone, and fish. So for the rare resources for the market, I could use, apples or sheep or gold you can always use. So if I can find a way to produce one of those, that'd be great. I've got the poor market, and I can, once per turn, get rid of 2 resources to gain a worker or a axe. And since it needs 4 resources for those bonus victory points, I want to try to do that at least twice in the game, and solo games go for 4 rounds. And then in terms of my 4 actions, I'm starting out with overtime. So spend 1 worker to unexhaust any copy in your empire. I don't have any copies yet, but hopefully I'll get some. Copies are one of their special things where they copy another card they're assigned to and become like an extra copy of it. Small market's going to be great. I'm probably going to get rid of this ruin token first. Spend a person to gain a gold, which is a wild resource, but can also be used for that poor market. The crossroads, I can spend a wood, which I can get pretty consistently, to gain a victory point, and I can play a boost from my hand. Those are the cards that usually you need to take a specific action with your pawns to be able to use. And then championships, I can spend a worker and 2 different resources to gain 3 victory points. Be pretty good to get that going as soon as I can. Yeah, so these 3 are all somewhat useful. Over time will become useful as we build out more. And I got my 2 starting boats to go do expeditions. Like I said, I have only 4 workers to start, so I want to try to up that as quickly as I can, which would mean maybe going to the poor market, maybe with the gold I get from the small market. We'll see how it goes. All right, so we're going into round 1, and just like always in the game, you have your lookout phase where you draw 4 cards. Then I'm going to do a solo event. And I can keep as many of these as I want, but I have to spend a worker for each one. So let's first of all look at how many workers I'll be spending realistically. I definitely want to activate the small market, and I'm going to try to get rid of the token on it. So that's one worker. Do any of these need anything? Okay, Stewart's Bay. Ooh, spend a person and a fish to harvest, and then riding the monster will become a copy of that. Now, what I'm not sure of, would a copy get a new ruin token? I guess it becomes an action card, so probably, which makes me less excited to build those. And gosh, that costs 2 wood anyway. Baldwin's Armory, spend a person and a stone, to get an axe or 2 victory points. That's pretty good. Yeah, but all of these are actions, which means all of them are going to come in with those tokens. If I don't get rid of them, I can't get the good ending. So long story short, I don't think I'm going to get a ton of these cards. Which ones seem most interesting? I like Stewart's Bay. The Riding the Monster copy thing is decent. Baldwin's Armory. Well, the Risky Expedition is pretty great. Just discard a card from my hand to get, that's 2 victory points, basically, since gold at the end of the game is worth victory points. I should be looking at the copies. Most of these are one-offs. Only Riding the Monster has 2 copies. The other negative thing about Stewart's Bay is that while it lets me harvest, right now I only have a 1 fish production, so getting fish is not going to be necessarily easy. So yeah, let's go ahead and discard that one. And Riding the Monster. Now let's keep the 2 that are one-off things with actions. Not necessarily going to play both of them this turn, of course. So 2 of my 4 workers are already unavailable. Uh-oh. All right, then I do my first event. I randomly pulled a 3. Inspection of the capital of the South in the Sacred District. So these will have you read little entries in the rule book, which has also these little campaign entries. So if I had already gotten this one once, which I haven't, I would be able to spend a sheep, or I guess have to spend a sheep, to gain 1 explosion or blue thing. These are little tracks you track. I don't really know what they do yet, but I'm guessing they'll also have branching implications. Let's read 13. What a beautiful sunset. The clouds glide sluggishly across the orange sky. The residents are slowly getting ready for sleep. A few children still playing, chasing dogs. Someone in a green cloak is about to attack the priestess of the merciful. What? Someone is attacking the priestess of the merciful? Your men quickly intervene, but the thug somehow breaks free and runs away. The guards chase after him, but quickly give up as he disappears around a corner. Who was it? You can't get a definite answer. Apparently there have been similar incidents before. Someone has been regularly harassing the servants of the gods, but until now they only hurled insults at them. Today was violent. The women are terrified and ask for your help. Gosh, I would have to discard an entire one of my 4 workers to get 2 red things that I don't even know what they mean? No, we're not going to do that. That sounds like a bad idea this early. All right, but let's look at other things we have available. So, inspections. I can spend 1 worker. I don't really want to do that. To draw 2 number tokens to resolve 1 of them. So I don't have an apple. I don't have a gold quite yet. I don't have a sheep. I don't really want to spare 2 workers. Oh, spend 1 fish to sail or gain 1 fish. Oh, okay. So these all let you gain something. Okay, so that's a nice consistent way to gain probably 1 resource once these have been resolved a bunch. Okay, or I can get rid of a ruin for 1 wood, or I can get rid of a ruin with a person and an axe. Jeez, the wood one is possible. I can also do that with just the basic construct action, but as in solo, that's going to flip and require stone. And I also might want to get rid of 2 ruin tokens. We'll see. How about our islands? All right, so gets me apples, which I definitely do. I even have apple production. It lets me explore for 1 fish. No. Hisham, you pillage. Not necessarily great at pillaging. With this empire, you gain a green. Discard a green to gain an axe. That's probably pretty good. Spend a stone to unexhaust 1 card in your empire. That's pretty solid too. Although honestly, just getting some apples that I can't currently get any other way seems like a good thing. So maybe I'll sail one of my ships here just to pillage and not worry about conquering anything this turn. As for my first action pawn, let's, go ahead and construct, I think. And we're going to get rid of the token on the small market. I definitely want to use that every turn. I'm going to spend a person to get a gold. And you tap it to show it's used. And again, gold is a wild resource. You can use it for anything, and it's also rare for the poor market. And yeah, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do it right away. Let's activate the poor market for this turn. I can put 1 or 2 rare resources on it and then gain a person, a worker, or an axe. So I can go ahead and do 1. That's 1 of my 4. And let's go ahead and gain a person this time, because I get extra victory points for having 6, and also I'm just a little bit behind the 8 ball, starting with only 4. And all right, you know what? I'm going to build this risky expedition for 1 wood. It's one that lets me discard a card to get a gold and a victory point, but it does also come in with a ruin. So I don't care about that one having a ruin at the moment. I have too many people. I'll go ahead and spend a worker and discard my other card, sadly. It gets me another gold and my first victory point. All right, I'm definitely going to sail for my second action pawn. I'm not going to put a fish on it because I don't want to go to the distant islands, although, well, actually, I guess that's an extra apple, isn't it? So never mind. I will go ahead and put a fish on it. Planning to pillage this one, not conquer it. Let's see, do I want to do anything else? I do have this 1 gold. Let's go ahead and spend it as an apple. It lets me flip one of my action pawns over and move 1 space and activate another thing. And let's populate. I want to get another person, as many as I can, mainly so I can keep more cards in a moment. Now let's see, to finish up, still have 2 workers, so I could do the championships. Cost me both workers, and I would have to spend 2 of my 3 remaining resources, but I get 3 victory points. I feel like I need to be getting victory points, right? Yeah, maybe it's a terrible idea, but I'll spend an extra worker because it's still got a rune on it. And I'll keep a rock. That gives me 3 victory points, up to 4. And that's about all I can do. So going to expeditions, I'm going to get rid of Pillage the Turtle back island, so I'll get 3 apples and a victory point. And the other cards will get discarded in a second. And then we're going to unexhaust everything and go to round 2, but populate is now more expensive. Not that I'm worried about it. Sailing being more expensive, that's more annoying, especially since it's tough for me to get fish. Let's go into round 2. I've got 4 people this time. And good, we got some cards that can actually be played for free. Ooh, copy a conquered island. Oh, that's if I play sail, but I'd have to already have the island. What's this one? If I do explore, I can spend up to 3 different resources to gain 1 gold for each. I mean, that's decent, but nothing amazing. Combat monster. Spend 1 fish and 1 rock to gain a victory point and a gold. Pretty cool. Ooh, spend 2 people to gain an axe and a fish. That's pretty solid if I keep on getting more people. Yeah, so neither of these excites me much, but I could use one of them to discard a card. So maybe I keep these 3 and have 3 workers left? Sure. And I marked out which event I'd already seen. 5, I get. Inspection of the capital of the south in the poor district. Okay, read 15, otherwise I could get an apple to populate or just gain a sheep for free. You visit the slums, but after a while you feel like fleeing. Desperate mothers with infants in their arms lunge at you, begging for a few pennies for bread. Bloodless dogs glare at you with starving eyes, sniffing for anything resembling food. You find a few coins in your pocket, which you had intended to spend on a substantial meal, but, well, you can let go of that pleasure. You hand over all the money, and the women fall to their knees in appreciation. You turn your attention to the priestesses of the merciful, watching the whole scene from a narrow side street. I don't really get what's going on with the narrative. I guess, I'm both on this, poor island, but also visiting the capital. Is that the idea? So, okay, I can spend 2 guys to get 1 permanently. I'll do that. I have 1 less person for this round, but that might be okay. All right, let's go ahead and do my small market right away. Spend a person to get a gold. And I still think I want to do my poor market slowly, so let's spend 1 apple. Don't have to use my gold coin this time. Do I want a person or an axe? Axe sounds pretty good to me. Are there any islands I want to conquer? Spend a wood to gain an axe. Okay, spend a sheep to get 2 sheep. Oh, and I get a sheep for getting the island, so that's actually pretty good. Spend an axe and a fish to discard all nearby distant islands from the expansion board and reveal 2 new islands, and then you can immediately sail. That seems super expensive. Spend 1 gold to gain 2 gold. Ooh, and you get a gold for it. That's really good too. I mean, both of these are pretty solid, except clearly the gold is more easy to use than the sheep. But I would need to get a fish to be able to even do this one. And because I sailed last time, sailing would cost me a fish anyway. Yeah, so all that seems a little bit unlikely to happen. I do want to use Risky Expedition again. Let's get rid of that, I guess, since I only have 1 person left. Yeah, I don't really know. Maybe I'm going to harvest 2 wood. I don't have any wood. Because even though I don't have the workers to build it this turn, I do want to get this naval battle out. So that's 1 wood. But it's also ruined, which means now I have 5, so I want to get rid of at least 1 of those. And yeah, I'll go and construct to get rid of the Risky Expeditions one. I'm going to use that, discard a card from my hand. I'm going to actually get rid of the combat monster because getting a fish and a stone is a little bit tough right now. So it gets me another gold and a victory point. And then do I want to sail? It would take 1 apple and 2 of my gold to go over here. But it would get me a victory point. It would get me a gold back. And then next turn, well, it's an action, right? So I guess I would have to... That's not building a new action location. That's conquering one. So I think that wouldn't come in with a rune, which would make sense because it's an island. So I'm almost getting everything back I spent, and then I'll get a gold every turn around. I think it slightly pays for itself. So what the hey? Yeah, we'll spend 1 of our 2 apples to sail. 1 gold for the fish that's needed because it's flipped. Another gold and my axe to become... Seems kind of dumb. That's fine, whatever, we're doing it. And then I have a worker left. Oh, okay, let's go to the crossroads. Since it has runes on it, I have to spend the worker. I can spend a wood, and I get a victory point. I can play a boost from my hand. Sure, we'll play this trader card to turn both of these into gold. But yeah, my score is moving like molasses here. There's no way I'm going to get to 55, I don't think. I didn't actually play this, practice with this clan before playing. I was playing with some other ones and doing much better. So yeah, I probably should have actually checked how these people work. Seem very reliant on actions, which is maybe not great for this particular scenario. But okay, I'm conquering Fantasy Tales Island. I get a gold, and then I can start spending gold to gain 2 gold each round. And sail's going to continue to be bad, but now construct is the other one. And we're going to round 3. Let's try to make something happen. Got a ton of workers this time. Oh, okay, there we go. Just populate to build. That's pretty good. Shipyard. Spend 1 wood and discard a card to take any nearby island and add it to your empire? Whoa! That's another action card. Balloon Exploration. Unexhaust 1 copy. I still haven't got any copies. I don't have any even in my hand, so nope. Although I guess, well, yeah, I need to see if I have enough workers to just keep it anyway. Spend a wood and a stone to populate and gain 1 star, which would then let me do the neighborhood ice cream shop. I don't have wood or stone, but I could use my coins. Yeah, Williams Farm I don't think I'm going to necessarily use much. So I'll just keep 1 of these 2. So I'll do 3 people getting exhausted. I'm going to try to play the shipyard and the neighborhood ice cream shop, I think, and maybe not worry about the rest. And I draw, a 5 again. Ooh, I can spend an apple to populate right now? All right, I mean, okay. So I'll spend a gold. I get another person, but I also get to build my ice cream shop and get an apple. And that means I could put the second copy of the ice cream shop next to it to get like a 2 apple production. That's what the little slash is, but it's just 1 apple right now, and you get it when you build a harvestable thing. So I kind of came out ahead there. All right, now get into pawns. I'm going to harvest 2 wood. Oh, and I might as well use my gain a gold thing while I'm thinking of it. Might as well use my small market too and get another gold. Gold forever. Then I do want to spend 1 of the wood to build the shipyard. Oh, crap, I'm going to run out of cards. You know what, let's just say that I kept 1 more. Shh, nobody will know. Because the shipyard wants me to discard a card, and so does the expedition. That's ruined, by the way. Yeah, let's see. If I go to the shipyard, I got the wood for it. Then risky expedition, that would be 1 worker there. I'd still have 2 left. I would do the naval battle, maybe? I do have 5 ruins, so I want to get rid of 1 of them. Well, here, let's go ahead. One of the actions in the solo book is 1 wood and an action pawn, which lets me remove 1 of these. And yeah, what I want to do, naval battle. There we go. All right, so if I do 2 guys here, I gain an axe, or sorry, I don't have to put them there. I gain an axe and a fish. Then I'll do risky expedition, discard a card from my hand to get a gold and a victory point. Let's do 1 of these 2. And then what's the other one? Shipyard. Spend a wood. No, I don't have a wood anymore. Okay, I'll spend a gold and discard a card. To immediately conquer a nearby one. Okay, this would just be a victory point. I would get, another ship, a sheep, and a stone. I don't think I need another ship. Or this one, spend a worker to gain a card. That's kind of cool. I get a gold for getting it. I do have 1 random person left, so let's go ahead and do that. What card do I get? Riding the monster. Copy a table. My naval battle, my risky expedition. Although I don't really have enough cards for all of those, do I? Well, either way, it's nice to have another card, even for discarding. All right, let's do my poor market again. I guess I'll put another apple on it since I can. Should I get an axe? I don't know. Do I need another person? I mean, I guess it doesn't hurt, right? Just means I can keep more cards. And once again, I have the choice to potentially sail at a very high expense. It would be 1 fish to go there. I don't have an apple, so it would be a coin. And then I could just capture the Flying Dutchman if I'm just going for the victory points. Would there be any point in spending another gold? That gets me extra wood. I don't really care. Spend this person to unexhaust a card in your empire. Yeah, I think, okay. So I'll spend a coin to act like an apple. I got to spend a fish to sail. But that's it. I'm not going to do a gold as a fish to go for the Far Islands. I'll just conquer the Flying Dutchman in a second. But I think that's about all I can do right now. The only card I could activate would be this one. Spend a wood, which would be a gold to get a victory point. That's not, it's not really helping me much. And I can play a boost from my hand. I don't have any. I guess I could build the Riding the Monster. But then what could I copy that wouldn't need more than 1 person? Yep, not really anything. So, okay, we'll just stop there. Yeah, definitely not even getting close to 55. All right, so I'll conquer the Flying Dutchman. I get a boat I don't need, but a sheep and a stone, but it's also a victory point, so hey. Only sail remains bad for me. All right, we're going to the final round. Doing the best I can here. I've got too many workers, but at least I can keep a lot of cards. Oh, there we go, fishing. That would have been good to have earlier. Brave Sailors, spend 2 to sail. That would have been good to have earlier, too. Easter Island, spend 1 person to gain 1, or move a copy to any other feature. Now we're not going to care about that. 1 for 1 victory point isn't terrible. And then finally, copy a Stonehenge thing. So it'd be a small market or the crossroads. I think I'll keep 3 of them. I might build the fishing one. I could see me potentially building the Brave Sailors. I've already got a card, so that's more cards than I really need, but I also have way too many workers, so I think I'll be fine. And I get 2. Let's read about inspecting the trading town. The market is quiet. Apparently it's been like this ever since those new mysterious ships showed up on the coast, the ones with slender hulls carrying barrels with that strange emblem of the green tentacle. What's more, the overseas merchants aren't offering their goods to the locals, but instead immediately packing them up on carts and sending them east or west. What do they have in these barrels? Pickles? So I can spend a person to get a rare resource. Sure, let's get gold, right? That counts. Gold is victory points. All right, and yeah, let's go and use my small market to get another gold. Let's use my little island over here to get another gold. Let's discard a card from my hand to get a gold and a victory point. It's kind of running my basic thing here. What do I definitely not want? Yeah, Easter Island seems dumb. Oh, and I guess I should do the poor market. Here, I can spend the one random sheep I got. There you go. And now I'm going to read C1. Remember, that was a typo. Oh, and I also still get a person or an axe. I don't know, I guess an axe. Not sure I'll need it. What's he say? It was so nice to see more and more gold pouring into the markets. Gold was changing hands, bringing smiles to the locals and even more so to the merchants. The locals knew that this development would benefit the trade routes and raise the prestige of the South, and the merchants knew that it would raise their prestige. In either case, everyone was happy. And yeah, as I expected, it permanently changes it into, for the rest of the campaign, the plentiful market. Spend a person to gain a rare resource or an axe. Yeah, that's way better. All right, but those things stay on there, because it's still going to give me some extra victory points at the end. And for my first actual action, let's harvest 2 wood, since all the cards in my hand needed to be built. Now, but if I build them, I'll have too many of those badnesses. So I guess I should only build like 1 of them. Spend 2 people to sail. Seems more likely to be useful. Let's do that. So that's going to cost 1 wood, and it gets a ruin token. I mean, I'm worried about getting to 55 points and also having not 5 ruin tokens at once, but it's not like I'm actually going to get that high, so how do I care? But whatever, we can keep dreaming. We'll construct away the ruin from the thing I just built. Now let me spend 2 people to go sailing. That's right, I do have an axe. Perfect. So we'll just get a nearby island. I don't really care. Where's my thing? There it is, the shipyard. Spend a wood. I did get... Oh, that still has a ruin on it? Did I know that had a ruin on it? No. Maybe I cheated last time. So I'll spend a person, since there's a ruin there. So I got to spend a wood. I do have one. I discard a card to take any nearby island. Okay, I'll get rid of the other one that I didn't want to build. So let's see. Spend 2 resources to populate. Who cares? Spend a person to get an axe. Who cares? I'm just going to get them both, so I'll go and get a sheep and an apple right now. I don't want to spend that apple to explore. I'll get a card, which probably won't matter, but I'll get a fish for doing it. Yeah, so why not? So I'll spend an apple to explore from here. Lets me build this for free, which gets me an immediate fish. And I draw a card, which probably won't matter. Yeah, because again, I don't want to build anything with actions on them. All right, now I would need 2 people to sail. Wait, I already used that. Yeah, I was about to say. So what else do I care about? I've got 1 person left, so I would need 1 more person to do the championships. I get 1 more person by doing the Caribbean. I'd be spending 2 resources and 2 more. That's 2 victory points. I don't even have that many different non-gold resources, so that's kind of a waste. I guess I use the Holy Land to spend my last person and draw a card, see if it's useful. I don't see how it could be, but why not? That's a neighborhood ice cream shop. If I populated, I would get it. Oh, so if I spend 2 resources to populate now, I'd get a victory point and I get an apple, and you get a victory point for every 2 random resources left. So yes, this would actually be good. So I'll spend 2 resources to populate. Let's say my fish and my sheep. So that cost me a victory point, but I'm getting this, which is worth a victory point. Every card's worth a victory point, and I get an apple, which will give me a pear again. So there we go. That was slightly worth it, I think. That might be all I've got. I think it might be. All right, so yeah, what the hey. Not a great game, but that's okay. So I'm going to conquer Shark Island. Oh, it just gets me a stone. So I think I'm going to just have a half victory point, like resource kind of hanging out. And that is the end, a very middling game. So I'm going to get 4 victory points for flipping the market. I'm going to get 3, and read 16. If I have at least 6 people, I have like 50. So that's plus 7 overall. And to think that not so long ago you wanted to write this place off, and here you are. It's as if you found yourself in another city. The districts of the poor are poor in name only. Now nobody asks you for alms, and even the dogs wag their tails, seem well fed and happy to see you. It looks like you'll be able to sleep peacefully, at least for now. Oh cool, now I gain an extra worker for every mission. So this is nice, even though I'm going to fail the mission in a way, I'm still like getting bonuses. I like that. All right, so let's see what my score is. I've got 16 to start. Let's go to the cards. And that was with the 7 bonus, by the way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... these don't count, by the way. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that gets me up to 36. And then resources, 1 per gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 for each pair, otherwise 9. Okay, so I wasn't like horrifically short. Just 10 victory points, which is a lot, but not like impossible. All right, so I'm going to read Z2. It seems that you're in a little over your head as governor. Over the past few months, the condition of towns in the south of the province has not improved at all. It definitely improved. I made the market better and whatever. The locals have begun to look upon you with distaste. Even your funniest joke about the squinty-eyed herring provokes only irritation. You just said the dogs were wagging when I walked by, game. And that priestess you attacked the other day has died. Wait, what? What did I do? You feel as though you failed. All this time, and you still haven't tried to raise taxes because it would probably end in rebellion. And without taxes, there's no gold, and without gold, there's no renovation of the Great Temple. The only thing you can do is report the failure of your mission to the Emperor. The reply is quicker than you expected, but instead of the expected reprimand, lots of expected, you read the letter which describes a promise of financial support. Does your ruler like you that much, or maybe he assumed your failure in advance? But if so, then why did he give you the mission at all? To ridicule you? That's a good question. Why was the first scenario so hard? At least I think it's hard. Maybe I'm just bad. There's no point in discussing it further. You have a second chance. Who knows if it will be your last? Hold on to it. Okay, so we draw one fewer card to start the game, but we get one extra gold to start the game. Well, that's not too bad. And we go to scenario 4. And I did check. If we had won, we just would have gotten one of... I still don't really know what those do. I know they are checked by things later. And we go to the same scenario. So there's no branching yet. But looking ahead a bit, yes, it does branch after the next scenario. So, okay, I would go into the next scenario with an extra gold, with an extra worker, with a super powerful market to get me awesome stuff every turn with my workers, including my extra one. But with one fewer card, I can live with that. So yeah, I don't feel like I was really penalized for losing that one. I made some good stuff happen. But there you go. That was a little peek at Wrath of the Lighthouse with minimal spoilers. You can go check it out yourself if you want to see deeper into the campaign. Thanks for watching, everybody. Good gaming, and I'll see you at the next stop.